So my name is Liu Xiaowen, and my metric number is S2029057. So on my reflection for the preparation phase, which is the phase before everything started, we were first assigned into a group of 9, which at first I was a bit skeptical on how well we can actually handle this, because this is a very large number of group mates, which is a situation that I have never encountered before. So after getting all the group mates on board by creating a WhatsApp group, we started to brainstorm on some of the activities that can be conducted for this project. A meeting was then held to discuss on this issue, and we decided to organize an online workshop despite being given the choice of either conducting an online or physical activity due to the pack and also different class schedule of all our team members, as well as due to the pandemic situation at that period of time. We then decided to put our knowledge into a great use by conducting a programming workshop to allow early exposure to secondary students. Since we had just gone through secondary school not very long ago, it is very understandable that how lost some students can be when deciding what can they further study on in the future. So by giving them exposure on the basics of programming, it might spark their interest and give them a greater vision on what a STEM-related field would actually have or actually study on. Initially, we contacted a few communities for the programming workshop, but most of the community rejected our offer. It was devastating to have all things planned, but then it cannot go on because we cannot get the community. But luckily, one of our group mates successfully contacted Chunling Butterworth High School, which accepted our offer so that we can carry on with our plan with some minor changes. Lastly, I would also like to express my appreciation to our group leader, Boon Keng, in leading the team and also distributing the tasks fairly in this phase. Next phase is the current phase where we actually carry out the programming workshop. So after getting the community, we proceeded with task distribution and then created a WhatsApp group, Google form, and also a registration form. And the workshop material is also prepared for the programming workshop. I've also discussed with one of the members on some of the application that we can include that is relevant to the topics that the secondary schools are learning and also can be combined into programming. During the actual day, I was assigned to record the entire session, but when the test run was done the night before, I realized that my laptop could not screen record with audio, and Google Meet does not actually support the function of recording anymore, so my groupmate had helped me to record instead. The programming workshop was hosted by Ishraf and Naufa, which both of them did a very great job. Although there was some technical issue in the middle of workshop, it was quickly resolved by them. My groupmate had my utmost respect as all of them did their part very well, which made the workshop a great success. Then I was also quite impressed by some of the students at the end, because where we held a quiz session, few of the students actually managed to score a perfect score. And this shows how they are interested in the content that was delivered in the workshop, and they were able to give full attention in order to score a good score. We also did a quick discussion and explanation on the quiz answer with the student before we end the entire session. After the workshop came to the end, we took a group photo together, and I was genuinely happy to be able to see the faces of students who were actually listening in the workshop. A competition was also held a week later, which came to my surprise that the top 3 winners actually managed to program the assigned application successfully. Lastly, which is the after phase, where after the workshop were done, a Google form was sent to the WhatsApp group to collect the students' feedback to see what we can actually improve on if we were to conduct similar activity in the future. It was rewarding to see positive comments and feedbacks from the student. I also feel very proud of my group mates in making this workshop a success, even though the workshop was just on the basics of programming. It was meaningful as clearer insights were also given to students in secondary school on what exactly they would be learning if they have decided to venture into a STEM field in the future. Besides, from this workshop, I also have realized how important a group team would is the work, and also how important communications between team members are. I've also learned a lot from my group mates, not just presentation and teaching skill, but also the effort and hard work all of them put in to make this workshop successful. I would definitely like to organize more events or workshops like this in the future to contribute to the community on the knowledge I have learned in these few years. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Chiu Boon Keng, matrix number U2003830/1. Today I'm going to share my self-reflections on the project that we have conducted in Chonglin High School. After the briefing session for the project, I suggested in our WhatsApp group, each person think of at least one recommended activity to be conducted for our project. All the teammates were very cooperative and everyone recommended different activities in the group. After that, we had an online meeting via Google Meet to decide the activity we wanted to conduct, and finally we decided C++ programming workshop and competition to be our activities for the project. Personally, I'm very agree with these activities because nowadays AI become very essential skills in most of the industry. It's good for the secondary school student to get in touch with it and learn the fundamentals of computer programming. I even think that fundamentals of computer programming should be included as elective subject in secondary school. After we decided the activity, we started to distribute the jobs and find for the community for our activities. During the phase when we fighting for the community, we were lost because we had sent email to some targeted secondary school, but we didn't receive any reply from them. Luckily, Jaron managed to contact his previous secondary school, which is Chongling Butterwood High School, and the teachers agreed to let us to conduct our activity. Once we get the community, we started to proceed with the jobs that distributed previously. I was responsible to find the content for our workshop and design the slide for our workshop together with Sakina. While preparing the content, I worry that the content I prepared will be too difficult for them because most of them don't have any basics on C++ programming. After watching some basic programming teaching from YouTube, I managed to decide the content I should put into the slide and how to arrange the content so that the students can understand easier. In the slide, I had included the topics from introductions of computer programming until switch statement. These topics are the basic for the C++ programming language. I also added some simple examples of the topics to make the student more understand to the topics. Besides, Sakina also shares for some examples of applications of C++ programming in science and mathematics fields to put into the slide so that the students can understand how the C++ programming can be applied in their academics or real life. During the workshop, I was responsible to record the second sections of our workshop. Ishraf and Nafa were the presenters of our workshop. Although there are some unexpected issues happen during the workshop, Ishraf and Nafa were able to overcome it and present the content clearly to the participants. They were very interactive and were able to receive response from the participants. After the workshop, we had a quiz sessions with the participants via quizzes to conclude the outcome that have been taught in the workshop. After that, we have competitions with the participants. During the competitions, we use Google Meet as the platform to invigilate the participants. I feel that if the project is conducted physically, it will be more convenient for us to handle the situations. After the event, we send a Google feedback form to the participants. After reviewing the Google form, we can conclude that the event overall is quite good and the content is clear. However, there are participants suggest to give more exercise or practical for them so they can more understand the content and know how to apply the content being taught. I'm satisfied with the workshop and would like to thank for the efforts of my mates. While doing the slides, I was able to enhance my understanding to the C++ programming. Besides, I also learned some presentation skill from Israf and Nofal. In conclusion, I have learned a lot of things and gained a good experience in this activity. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Sakina binti Zainal with matrix number 172035222/2, and today I will be presenting a reflection for social engagement from group G20. For this subject, we were divided into groups in which the member was chosen randomly by the lecturer. There are names which I haven't heard since my first year. Our first meeting is where we are discussing what program we want to do and either to do it physically or online. Every member suggested at least one program, and as for me, I suggested two ideas, which are to teach coding or an online Microsoft class. After discussion, we decided to teach coding, which we already studied in this semester. These are the reasons why I voted for this program. This is because I was feeling that this subject is the hardest subject I ever learned so far, but it is very fun to learn. So I was thinking, maybe if the student learn it before they get into the university, it could be very helpful for them. And not only helpful for their in university life, but also for their job future, because it has become a basic requirement for acquiring many jobs these days. Because the companies are looking for the employees which have a strong grasp on coding knowledge. After we present this idea to the lecturer, Encik Nur Hafizan commented on how we can make this program more interesting, as because the C++ language is very hard to understand. I very much agree with this because even for a degree student, I felt that this subject is very hard to understand. So we agree on adding something so that the teaching and learning process is not boring and it easier for the student to understand. As we are dividing tasks among the group members, I was chosen to prepare slides for the workshop together with Chu Boon King, and we prepare slides consisting of basic parts of C++ language such as condition loop and switch case. In order to make the students understand C++ better, we prepare few examples to relate the coding with the subject that they are studying right now in school, which is mathematics. For example, we showed them the examples of coding to find areas of circle and many more. I also prepare questions and answer for the competitions related to the topic that we taught them, and the question was set suitable for their level as a beginners to the coding. During this workshop, group members that are chosen to host the workshop are Naufal and Ishraf. They have done a great job explaining the C++ programming to the students, although there are some technical and other problems, but they were able to handle it professionally. After that, we conducted a quiz session and competition. It went really great because the students are able to answer the question being asked excellently. It shows that they understand the content that being explained that day, and I was elated to see that the students understand the basic of C++ programming now. However, I was feeling a bit dissatisfied because I felt that the interaction was not enough. During the online workshop, the students responded by using only the chat box, as maybe they were too shy to turn on the mic to speak. Maybe we could do it better if the workshop was done physically. However, we understand that due to the time constraint for this semester, we have to do it online. After this workshop ends, I hope all the students can get benefit from this workshop. I also welcome them if they want to ask any questions related to the C++ programming language, even after the workshop ends. Furthermore, for this subject, I am very happy to have these group members because they are all giving their commitment toward this workshop. I am thankful because by having this subject, I had an amazing experience of conducting a workshop. If in the future I get the opportunity to join this kind of workshop, I would love to do so.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tanjaro with metric number U2003942-1. I would like to talk about my self-reflection in 3 different phases of this event. During preparation phase, after the grouping list has been released by the lecturer, me and another 8 group members immediately form a WhatsApp group for easier discussion. Then, we have an online meeting through Google Meet in order to discuss and design the activity we would like to carry out. From the discussion of the first meeting, Chu Boon Keng was selected to lead our group. I was surprised and happy since I knew I can learn a lot about the characteristics and traits from my group leader. After thinking about it deeply, we decided to carry out an online C++ programming workshop. In my honest view, I really appreciate the effort of our leader, Boon Keng Met, as he tried his best to distribute the task fairly so that no one will be left behind or too burdened. Our targeted community is secondary school students, where we plan to teach them more on C++ programming and let them have some basic before entering university. I'm so excited as I could have a chance to contribute to communities. In this preparation phase, although all of us have no idea and confused at first, however, we are able to discuss and reach agreement on the activity to be conducted. All team members cooperate and give their best to help to think ideas in order to make the discussion effective and fast. We then successfully contact one secondary school, which is Chongling Butterworth High School. During this period, I would like to commend my team members for constantly keeping us informed about any change from the secondary school. Besides, our leader lead us systematically to let our work get done fast and all things can be settled within a short time. I also really appreciate Teacher C, who is the teacher in charge of Chongling High School, as she gave us an opportunity to organize this event. While during the current phase, we then divide the tasks need to do and distribute to all group members. For example, I've been distributed to handle the Google Form part, which is to create a Google Form for the student to register workshop. In order to remind the student for their registration, a confirmation email was sent out to each participant. Although job is not easy, I keep trying my best to make sure all details are correct and the Google Form link can function. The number of registration has been updated frequently so that my group members are able to know the progression. I felt so stressed at the time because I worried that there are students that had not yet joined the group and I missed his name. During the session, Ishaf and Naufa has been assigned as the MC of session and also the presenter. They are very talkative, so this makes the session more interesting. They present it very well and teach the material in an interesting way. I'm happy to see my teammates' effort to design a slide and also to deliver them to students. Ishaf and Naufa showed their patience during the teaching session, and I also learned how to give a group presentation from them. Then, we also provide a quiz for students to answer and also discuss answer with them. One of the issues that happened during the workshop is less interaction between tutor and student. Some students might be shy and not responsive. I was so sad on that time because it seemed like we just stopped in front of a laptop and no one gave us a response. In this phase, I've learned the importance of work as a team and also the importance of everyone to do their job respectively. I've learned a lot from this phase, such as how to communicate with a school teacher and also ways to create a Google Form. In the after phase, at the end of the session, all the students has been asked to open their camera in order to take a group photo for memories. A feedback form has also been sent to participants to fill in. Besides, I have also made a self-conclusion after the end of the activity has ended. I will try to summarize what I learned from this event and what the mistake I've made so that I can do it better next time. First, I'm very happy and proud of all my group members as we are able to conduct a successfully programming workshop. Besides, I'm also happy that our workshop allows secondary school students to learn the basics of programming before entering university. And I also felt happy because we received positive feedback from the participants. I have learned from this activity that we should constantly consider the viewpoint of each other. Besides, we should always give people help. For example, when students do not have a stable internet connection, we should assist them with other techniques such as mailing them the recording video so that they may study well. Not only that, in this phase, I have also learned that every opportunity is important and we should always grab it because every opportunity is a chance to learn and also improve ourselves. One of the things that I learned from this project is that a single individual can walk quickly, but a group can walk far. We constantly support each other and discuss the problem in our group, which allow us to save a lot of time. From the thing I have learned in this project, I'm definitely sure that I will continue to join and organize this kind of event in future in order to learn more things and also contribute to the communities. In a nutshell, I've learned a lot in this event from my teammates and also this improved my personality. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Shafahmi bin Ismail with matrix number 17202985. Will do my presentation for self-reflection. So during the phase of wanting to do social services to students, I am so eager to provide guidance to young people. This is because I can contribute to how Malaysians themselves can indirectly increase the level of thinking of students towards the future. By learning about coding in C++ language, the knowledge given to students may not be available while in high school. Therefore, this exposure I think is very useful to them. Even if only the basics are taught to some extent with the basics acquired, they can create better code in the future. I'm so happy to able to contribute to the community. Some preparations have been done so well by each member of our group after a clear division of tasks have been given. My job is to find schools to do community service as well as prepare quiz questions to all students at their level of understandings of the workshops we run that can be tested so that it can be test. So during in the current phase of the current coding workshop, I have invited the students to enter the Google Meet, which has been placed in WhatsApp group. I have told them stories that they will be able to become a hackers after participating in the workshop we ran. So they feel more motivated to participate our workshop. The response by the students was very encouraging on those days, made me more even enthusiastic to impart knowledge to them. The basics of coding were taught by our group. So many good responses we have received from all the students. For example, their response to us who asked questions to them made me feel appreciated by the students. Indirectly, I felt so much fun again in imparting knowledge to them. At the end of the class session, a quiz was conducted, and there were students who obtained the high marks in the quiz. Feeling happy and unspoken satisfaction can be expressed in my heart because this shows that they give full attention to the classroom learning and teaching. And after the coding workshop, a photography session was conducted as our memories with them. The response given by them was very encouraging, and without hesitation, opened the camera to give support to us as their instructors. After that, we instructors thanked those who were willing to attend on the last day, which should be break for the students. And the reply of thanks by the students to us was also accepted, making me feel more cool after imparting knowledge to them. After the workshop I conducted as an instructor, I felt a little tired because I had been talking for quite some time. However, I felt satisfied to be able to contribute a little to the community, that is to give knowledge to them, especially to the young people who will be the leaders of the country, the successor to the current leaders. I hope the knowledge given to them can benefit them in the future. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Arifuddin May Muhammad Sabari. I'm from Group 20 for Social Engagement, or CC41. So today I'm gonna talk about our preparation phase, current phase, and after phase for our social engagement project. So for our preparation phase, for our group preparation, at first we all had conducted a meeting on what to do for our social engagement subject. From the meeting, we all discussed that it will be beneficial for us and students if we can conduct a C++ workshop, as we are taking KIG 207, which is a C++ programming, so our group mate have the foundation of C++ programming. Thus, it will be easier for us to conduct a C++ programming workshop. It will be very beneficial for the secondary school student if they had an early exposure to programming, as programming is the main thing that everyone should know nowadays for their job scope. We are living in an era where everything is based on technology, so an early exposure will help the new generation to know better about programming. Then we divided our group to do the preparation for the workshop, such as making the slides, contacting the school where we wanted to hold the workshop, making the quiz, and also preparing the workshop content. Also, some of us have done their part to do the project proposals so we can continue with our workshop with our selected school. After some time, our groupmate Jaren was able to get in touch with his prior secondary school, Chunling Butterwood High School, and the teacher agreed to have us conduct our coding workshop. We were lost during the phase of looking for the community because we had sent emails to some AIM secondary school but had not responded. After we had our targeted school, then we continued with our workshop. So for the current phase, after we found our targeted school, we share our Google form to the student for them to register and enter the workshop. Then the student will enter a WhatsApp group for further information, such as info for the workshop and links where the workshop will be held, which is the link for the Google Meet. After we finish the registration, we had the workshop held on Google Meet, and some of our friends have a great lecture about C++ programming, and one of them was me. I took 2 hours of the workshop explaining to the student about the control statement in the C++ programming. I was nervous at first, but I am totally prepared to teach the student the beauty of programming. Thus, I had so much joy in teaching the student. After the workshop session, we prepared a quiz for the student, and I conducted the quiz session for them. After the quiz ended, the quiz question and answer were discussed together with the participant. Seeing that all the students seem to understand the fundamental of programming is the main purpose of our workshop is very satisfying, as I am the one of the person who taught them. I feel very grateful and thankful to each the group members. They are very supportive towards each other since they knew it was my first time. And I was feeling nervous. It was very important to have a supportive group members, as it helped the group to achieve everything successfully. And for the after phase, I hope that all the students who attend this session have a pleasant time and learn something useful about C++ programming. I'm glad for the experience I received from aiding with the workshop management. I also want to be physically participate in or run this sort of program in the future, since it will help me to strengthen my soft skill and allow me to socialize.
Assalamualaikum and greetings to our lecturer. My name is Muhammad Alif Omar. My matrix number is 17206645. Today, I would like to talk about reflection that I got from this course, the IG 1005. During the preparation phase, our lecturer assigned us to group in which the members were chosen at random. Our first meeting is where we discuss what plan we want to do, and we all agree on teaching coding in C++, as that is what we are studying right now. Secondary school students who learn programming, in my personal view, are doing well because they will be better equipped if they want to pursue a computer science degree or any other degree that involves coding, as they have a basic understanding of what programming is. Therefore, by giving them exposure to basics of programming, it might spark their interest and give them a greater view of what STEM-related field will have. We were lost during the phase of looking the community because we had sent email to some AIM secondary school, but had not but the school had not responded. Fortunately, Jiaran, who is one of our group members, able to get in touch with his prior secondary school, Chunling Batuas High School, and the teacher agreed to have us conducting our coding workshop. During the workshop phase, I was sick and couldn't help much, but my group handled it very well and the workshop went smoothly. Naufal and Ishraf have done an excellent job of teaching the C++ programming language to the students. We could see that Naufal and Ashraf did an excellent job by conducting a quiz session in which the student can answer the quiz very well, demonstrating their understanding of our workshop session. Despite some technical and other issues, we are able to handle them competently. I hope that all students who attend this workshop have a good time and benefit from learning the C++ programming language. I am grateful for the experience I gained from assisting in the management of workshop. I also hope that in future I will able to physically participate in or manage this type of workshop, as it will allow me to improve my soft skill and give me the opportunity to socialize with people. That's all from me, thank you.
Hello, this is Mohammed Shamik, and this is my self-reflection report. The preparation phase began when all the students were expected to participate in an online meeting for an assignment briefing. After that, we built a WhatsApp group to make communication and task distribution easier. At least one program was recommended by each member. We have all agreed to teach coding in C++ because that's what we're currently learning. We then decided to put our newfound expertise to good use by hosting a programming session for secondary pupils. Given how recently we all graduated from high school, it's normal that some students could be perplexed while picking which subject to pursue further. As a result, by exposing them to the fundamentals of programming, although we all have no notion and are initially perplexed during this time of preparation, we are nevertheless able to discuss and agree on the action to be carried out. To make the conversation productive and quick, all team members work together and to do their best to assist in the brainstorming. Moving on to the current phase, After establishing the report, we began working on the tasks that had been assigned at the outset. In preparation for the programming session, we developed a WhatsApp group, a Google form for registration, and workshop materials. Despite certain technical and other issues, they were able to deal with them properly. Following that, we had a quiz session. It went very well since the pupils were able to provide good answers to the questions posed. It demonstrates that they comprehend the information being presented. I felt quite glad and appreciative to every one of the members of the group since they were all extremely supportive of one another. Knowing that it was my first time and I was very anxious. It is critical to have encouraging group members since it aids in the group in achieving its goals. Now in the after phase. It was a fantastic experience that taught me many valuable lessons. I hope that this will assist all pupils. Because this program was performed online, I hope that in the future I will be able to participate in a physical version of this program. Well, it was more enjoyable because interaction was more enjoyable. My group members have also taught me a lot, not just in terms of presenting and teaching skills, but also in terms of the effort and hard work they put in. I would want to arrange more events or seminars like this in the future to aid and give back to the communities what I've learned.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Ahmad Novel bin Kamaluddin. My metric number is U2003-877. So this is my reflection video, which consists of 3 phases. The first phase is the preparation phase. The preparation phase started when all of the students were required to attend the assignment briefing session through an online meeting. We created a WhatsApp group afterwards to make it easier for us to communicate and distribute the tasks that we have to complete in order to achieve the purpose of the program. All the group members are very responsive, and as everyone took part in the discussion and brainstorming session. Therefore, we came up with the idea of making a workshop for secondary students. We decided to share and teach them about the introduction of programming and some basics of programming using the C++ language. The purpose of the workshop is to give some exposure towards the students about programming, which we believe will benefit them in future. We proceed to distribute the tasks for each member, such as contacting the school, arrange the workshop content, organizing quiz and documentation such as registration form and e-cert preparation. As I was assigned as a speaker for the workshop, my preparation was reading through the slide presentation and understanding the content in order to make sure I can deliver the information successfully. There were some parts which I don't understand, where I surfed the internet to get a better understanding. I also read and watched videos related to how to choose a programming language for starters and do some notes as I want to share with the students. This process has indirectly benefited me as I also gained some useful knowledge for myself. The second phase is the current phase. During the workshop session, we already prepared the meeting platform earlier and did some rehearsal and trial to avoid unwanted problems during the real session. Each of my group members were very cooperative throughout the whole session, as it helps us to complete the workshop smoothly. I set up the slides and all the references for the workshop about 30 minutes earlier as I was the speaker, which I have to do the sharing for about 2 hours. I have to make sure that I have enough content and not exceed the time limit. While waiting for the other member to share the meeting link to the students via WhatsApp group, I already joined the meeting earlier for preparation. I was feeling nervous as it was my first time being a speaker for a workshop. It was an exciting and useful experience for me as I can improve my soft skills and gain more confidence talking to the public. The students were also very responsive during the session. Some of them asked questions between the sessions, which shows that they listened and understood the contents well. I felt a bit released as everything ran smoothly as planned. This was a good response as they will have a quiz session at the end of the workshop. I felt very grateful and thankful to each of the group members as they are very supportive towards each other since they knew it was my first time and I was really nervous. It is very important to have supportive group members as it helps the group to achieve anything successfully. And the last phase is the after phase. It was wonderful experience as it taught me a lot of meaningful lessons. I was able to improve my soft skills in completing group tasks, presentation skills for my future, and gain confidence in public. I hope the students can get benefit from the workshop sessions, such as getting the exposure to the programming and help them in choosing their first programming language for them. My group members also have taught me many things such as management skills and technical skills such as using online platform. So that's all from me. Thank you very much.